I know everybody can see me. I have a very distinctive hairstyle. How many people here speak Tamil? Okay, so Tamil கேக்குறேன் என்னோட தலை நல்லா தெரியும் நல்லா லைட் இங்க இருந்து வரும். Okay, so before as they are setting up ஒரு குயிக்கான கேள்வி, and the only way you can get off your phones. This is that session which usually the senior journalists take as a time to go and have a quick cup of tea and come back before more important things. This is also the session where I convince them that that would be a bad idea. This is a session where nobody in the senior journalist table knows who this is exactly, but at the end of it, usually they become very close friends. So to start with, and to get everybody off your phones, okay, can everybody please rub your hands like this, please? I do this every year. And I enjoy making Mr. Prabhu Chawla do this every year. Okay? Abadi, seri. Hands apart, please. Hands apart. I'll count to 3. Na 3 சொல்லும்போது, and when I say 3, you clap. 1, 2. என்னம்மா இப்படி பண்றீங்களேம்மா? Okay? So this is actually the difference between human beings and AI. If I told AI to keep your hands apart, it will keep it until I say clap. Human beings usually clap at 1. Okay? Now, let me just quickly check the generational gap here. You know the song? I was wondering if you were yelling because you liked the song or because they'd announced one more samosa tea break. Okay, can I have my slides, please? Right? Okay, so now you all know that I know how to play. What is the song I played? Another? Urum blood dane? Okay. Generation, can you quickly sing it with me so that I know that you're listening? 1, 2, 3, 4. இதுல இருந்து And how interesting that the boys were singing this. Okay. So on that note, and now that we know that the technology is working, thank you to the audience for helping me with the sound check. I have now convinced the senior journalists to put down their phones and actually listen to me. Okay? What are we facing? So among the things they told you that I'm a musician. Yes, I'm a musician, but I'm also a professor, so I'm going to wear that hat for a second. Something that we are facing today, which is, and we are changing in the university system because of AI. By the way, in AI, today, you're not listening to AI as artificial intelligence alone from me. You're going to listen to it as Anil as intelligence. Okay? Modular education na enna? Okay? Quick question again. Okay? All I needed to do is 6 frequency notes placed like that, one discretely after the other. Your mind has already shifted to various other things. Okay? AI cannot do this yet. All right? The thing that we are using AI for a lot, okay, today, I wanted to throw out some statistics because all the sessions so far have been throwing out statistics. When Grok 4 released, Grok 4, as you know, Grok is part of X. When Grok 4 released in India in September last year, do you know what was the #1 search on AI Grok 4 from India? Horoscopes. Everybody put their biodata or horoscopes into it and said, can you tell me how soon am I getting married? In India, we are still treating AI as entertainment. Okay? The second highest search today, as far as India is concerned, is putting your own photo in there and saying, show me with hair, show me in a bikini, show me looking like Shah Rukh Khan, show me looking like this is what is happening. Okay? Education needs to and has changed. What do we mean by modular education? It means that if you're doing engineering, it's no longer enough to just do engineering 1, engineering 2, engineering 3. By the way, how many students here are engineering students? Some. How many branches of engineering exist in India today? You can shout whatever number you want. Okay? If I ask the people sitting in the front, how many branches of engineering you think exist in India today? Give me hazard a guess. Without checking on AI, hazard a guess. There are 241 branches of engineering in India today. Okay? Many things we have not even heard of. Second, right? Engineering is not the only form of studying what we need to study. We are talking about something known as interdisciplinarity. Whether you like it or not, you need to start becoming interdisciplinary. What does it mean? You need to start combining your courses, different things. We go on LinkedIn, right? Many people here on LinkedIn. If you look at the photo of that person and you see that next to it, they'll say, I'm a Harvard graduate, you'll be thinking, Ivana, chance se kadayadu. Okay? And then you look a little deeper, you'll find that that person has done a 1-week XP analytics course with Harvard online. Okay? Now rewind it back. Even in college, if you have not yet done a project or if you have not yet done something which is outside of your core, which means you are exercising your mind differently, you are already behind. Okay? One of the courses that I teach at university is called Music and Data Science, and this is part of the NEP, which was slightly criticized in the session before. It's actually a fantastic document if you study it end to end. One of the things that is actually happening, and that's not a political statement, that's just a professorial statement, please to be noted. Okay? All I'm saying is that one of the courses I run is called Music and Data Science. We look at music as data and data as music. Example will be demonstrated again by my crowd that listens to a lot of music. Thank you. I have only one thing to say to my student friends, all of you who are singing today. Everything is correctly on cue, pa. Correctly on cue. அதுவும் அந்த ஊ சொல்லும்போது கரெக்டான பிட்ச் எடுத்தீங்க பாருங்க, பிச்சிட்டிங்க. Okay? Music and data science, this is actually a data pattern. Okay? Believer, Imagine Dragons, was created by 2 human beings and a computer. It's one of the most viral songs today, but this is a song which actually uses human beings. There was a fictitious music band called Ghostwriter, which took a deep fake of Travis Scott and a deep fake of Drake, put it together, and already had gone to 10 million streams before Spotify noticed it and then put it down. Right? In February 2026, there was a landmark policy enacted in India in terms of the Copyright Act, where we have now expanded it to say that you need to provide metadata of whether an actual human being is used in the production of the song, because Spotify was streaming various things where AI has been doing it for more than 1 million streams before it has been asked to take down. Many, many examples, I don't have to get into them. One of the things that we are consciously putting even into STEM and engineering education is understanding how to navigate the world of AI. If you do not know how to do that, by the time you graduate, you're missing out on a lot. And don't use AI only to see how you look in a bikini. Okay? This graph is to show you that I have a PhD. Because I put a graph like this, you will believe that I have a PhD. Okay? Because of my hairstyle also, you can believe I have a PhD. Now, the reason that I'm showing you this is that for a human being, when I expose you to music, now there is a lot of people here of a different generation. They will know this song. You know the song? Not you. Okay? Or something like this. எந்த பாட்டு இது? You did pattern recognition faster than AI can. And I'm not saying this as a joke. The ability to feel and the ability to process feeling is something that AI does not have, is unlikely to have. Even we are AGI, okay, AI is artificial intelligence, AGI is artificial general intelligence. We are many decades away from achieving AGI. Even if metacognition is fed into AGI, we are not anywhere close to having artificial intelligence replicate the human experience. So I want everybody to relax. AI is not here to replace you. You need to be able to use it, right? See, Lakshmi Menon, people are listening. Okay. I cannot believe that Shankar Iyer and Ravi Shankar are actually listening to me now. Okay. All right. AI and beyond. So where is creativity with this? Again, another graph. If you can't see it, don't worry about it. We have done all this. This I've taken from AI itself, but there's a lot of mapping that has been happening as to which part of the brain AI is now trying to mimic. Okay? And you will see that it is mapped onto things like attention, to movement, to touch, to taste. It's going in all kinds of directions now. That's the way the world is developing. But you will not find in any of it feeling, resilience, perseverance, and the part of the brain which is very important for us, the amygdala, which is very small, which actually decides whether something needs to go into logic or something needs to go into feeling. It's your decision-making part of the brain, okay? It is your significant other sitting in your brain, right? That AI is not able to replicate. Nowhere is it going to be able to replicate. So rather than look at AI as competition, please look at AI as collaboration. And this is the new model of education, okay? Where we are looking at creativity, human creativity, as really the way forward. And how do we sculpt creativity? All the syllabi that we are talking about, I sit endlessly on syllabus committees, okay? The one thing that we are trying to do consciously is to look at how do we sculpt creativity? How do we make creativity a part of the syllabus? You are all demonstrating that. Quick question again. Do you know who composed that? See? Okay, you are faster than AI, all of you. Okay? Artistic creativity is that part of creativity which is dealing with pattern matching and pattern sequencing. This is why AI is quickly moving into that zone and producing deepfake voice of SPB and deepfake voice of Travis Scott, etc. But all it is doing is mimicking existing patterns. It cannot read a room like I am reading the room and create something on the spot. It does not know how to do that. Artistic creativity is not just about performing arts, it is about how can I improve my ability to use pattern, use sequence, use stimulus, and recraft my environment. Collaborative, okay? When you all did this, you were collaborating and you didn't even know how you were collaborating, but you collaborated it. Even in that, okay, it is human instinct to move with what everybody else is doing, right? But unless it is seeded early, how many of you here went to CBSE for school, including the people in the front? Some of you are leading CBSE schools. Then you know, sitting in an exam hall, the meaning of this posture. It means sitting, if you are a very clever student, it means sitting in a way that the person behind you, person diagonal left, person diagonal right, right, left, and front, including, cannot copy from you. Yena, in Tamil Nadu, we have a beautiful saying, Muruga enna kaapathu, exam varumodu Muruga enna matrum kaapathu. Why? Because 1.5 million students. This year, JEE had 1.5 million students writing the JEE for, do you know how many seats? 5,000. Okay? 1.5 million to 5,000. 10 years ago, it was about 70,000 to 3,500. The seats haven't gone up that much, but the number of students writing it has multiplied. Okay? As have the number of edtechs which are trying to solve it. In this era, if you do not actually start looking at collaborative decision making so that you start working more in social environments, humanities environments, the arts, you're going to be left behind. Cognitive creativity is that part of it which deals with how can I think counterintuitively. If somebody is just presenting theory, how do I produce a counter theory to it? Okay, I've done this in previous years, but I still find this a fantastic example. You all know this? Idu theriyalana, shame on you. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay, somebody will take a video of me just saying shame on you and put it on the internet, and then somebody will say கருப்பு சோட்டை போட்ட அந்த சொட்டை யாரை பார்த்து shame on you சொல்றது, hashtag அழிஞ்சிப்போ will happen. So don't do it. Okay, if you're going to put something there, say Anil the goat. Okay, if you don't know what the goat is, all you people sitting in the front, ask them. Okay, now this was composed by a little composer when he was very young. His name was Mozart, the original Mozart, but he composed variations on this. Okay, a child of 12 in less than 40 minutes composed 32 variations. What is a variation? This variation thing, இதுக்கெல்லாம் கை தட்டவே கூடாது. நான் எதுக்கு கை தட்டணும்னு I will tell you. Okay. Mozart has composed it. I was talking about music and data science and why this fits into something known as cognitive creativity is because Mozart has composed this. Okay, everybody here accepts that music is a series of notes. Each note is a frequency. Instead of writing it as notation, if I write it as a sequence of frequencies, instead of writing it on notation, I can actually write it as an integral. You understand? Music kuda integration akite. Okay, you all know differentiation and integration, that part of 12th standard which is very traumatizing, right? But you can actually write music as an integral. Now if I take this as a musical function, Twinkle Twinkle is composed in such a way that it can be combined and played with any song in the world. How does that work? You saw how that happened? When you do that, when you do that, okay, when you take any song in the world and combine and play it, you're taking a mathematical function. Now all these people who claimed they had done engineering, it's taking an integral and factoring into it another sub-integral into it. It's called a homologous function. I don't want to waste your time. Now you know I'm really a professor. Okay, all right. And then the entrepreneur, this is the age of the entrepreneur. So unless our curricula, our pedagogy and all of that is shifting into looking at taking a problem statement and then looking at how to solve that problem statement using many of these tools, we are again missing out in education. So what we are talking about as the new education is looking at creativity not just as something where you get inspired by the arts, inspired by creativity in the visual form, but learning how to collaborate, learning how to work in counterintuitive ways like Mozart did, and also becoming a problem solver. Okay? Artistic creativity is the new theory of the mind. What does it mean? That instead of looking at reactionary ways of looking at things, so AI will do reaction. You give it a prompt, it reacts. But then there is proaction. There is the ability to anticipate how you and I are feeling each other. Okay, that came out wrong. How you and I can feel what each other is feeling, right? What we call in the brain is neuroplasticity, the way the brain is able to expand to gather new information, right? Anybody knows what the image on the left is? Sir, it looks like Bill Gates got out of bed. No, it's not. Who do you think this is? It's not Mona Lisa. It's the world's first AI painting. AI made that painting. It's called Edmund de Bellamy. And this particular painting sold for a very small sum of $432 million. Look it up on AI. Okay? The person on the right is Holly Herndon, who's the world's first famous ethical AI singer. So what she's done is put a deep fake of her own voice, which she now leases out. So you can take her voice and use it for any recording in the world, provided you pay her 50% royalty. So she's called an ethical AI singer. So if you're asking me how people can still go on top of AI and still remain creative, this is how. It doesn't replace. If you're truly clever, and all Tamil boys and girls are very, very clever, you will know how to use AI and not be used by it. Okay? Okay, quick quiz question. These are the top 10 jobs of the future. I did not make it up. This is from the World Economic Forum report of 2030. Okay? These are the top 10 jobs which are facing our graduates in the year 2030, which means some people in this room. For any one of the jobs that you've heard of, give yourself 1 point. Is correctly 10 points listed. Let me see how many people here get 10 out of 10. I can read it out for those who can't see it in the back. From the 12 o'clock position, it's cyber calamity forecaster, tidewater architect, work from home facilitator, smart home design manager, fitness commitment counselor, XR immersion counselor, workplace environment architect, algorithm bias auditor, human machine teaming manager, and data detective. 9. Shankar Iyer, really? You are a genius. Sorry, what? Ah, there you go. Cheating. Okay. Anybody here with 10 on 10? Anybody here above 6 on 10? 3 or 4 people. Everybody else less than 6. This is the reality that's facing you. I didn't make this up. Okay? And this means that whatever I said earlier about the creativity models is the reason that we are mapping towards these kinds of futures. So if we are not discussing these things and we are still discussing problems that we created 20 years ago, we are already wasting too much time. By the way, many of us are engaged very deeply in creating knowledge hubs within universities. What is a knowledge hub? Okay, to prove that I know how to copy slides, I made this slide. Okay, then you'll think that I made a lot of work. I'm kidding, I took this from somewhere else. Okay, a knowledge hub is any of these things, right? Each university now has things called centers. You don't have to have everything operating out of a university sphere. Within universities, we are creating hives which can connect to different sorts of ecosystems, which can help students not only navigate the world of AI, but navigate how the future of employability is going to be. So if you were to be a true entrepreneur navigator of the 21st century, your connections needs from GCCs to BFSIs, your connectivity has to start from the university itself. If you are a university in this room and you want to know how do I even understand how to create this, talk to me. Best way to do that is connect through LinkedIn. But we are looking at how education can proactively start working at both levels, understanding both industry-led problem statements as well as navigating the world of AI and create entrepreneurs. How do we do this? This is how we do it. You cannot look at yourself anymore as just an institution. You've got to look at yourself as an ecosystem. Everybody knows what this is, so I won't spend too much time here. I have 6 minutes and 29 seconds left. And experiential learning is not just saying experience is learning. Okay? It's actually guided, curated, and it starts with a fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves in education today. Education is not about saying, what degree shall I earn? What degree should I get? Should I do BTech or BCom? Those are not even questions anymore. The question is, what problem do you want to solve? What is the one problem statement that is gripping you so deeply, so profoundly, so internally that you are willing to spend the rest of your life pursuing education, employment, and livability in such a way that you will solve that problem? Is it poverty? Is it water? Is it sanitation? Is it education? Is it access? Is it technology gaps? Whatever be that problem you wish to address is the future of your education. Many of us have heard of this very famous experiment, and I'm very proud to say that this is somebody I've collaborated with very deeply. Shogata Mitra is one of the world's most foremost experts in computer science. In the early 90s, when he was writing the computer science curriculum, noticed children in a slum playing just outside the compound wall of his office building and said, what would it be if I bored a hole in the wall and just put a computer there, what would happen? Everybody told him the children will steal the computers and sell them for their parts. Instead, within 3.5 months, the children had mastered COBOL, which was the language at that time. And these were non-English speaking children. Hole in the wall since then has moved to so many countries. They did it in Kenya this year, again in a rural environment, where they put laptops inside walls. Within 3 weeks, children had mastered using AI to teach themselves Python. So all this talk about saying, oh, nothing is happening, oh, last mile access is not happening, oh, what a terrible problem it is, oh my God, Indigo has cancelled all the flights, oh my God, we are stuck in Dubai airport. Okay, we can keep on crying. Okay? The nation wants to know. What does it want to know? Okay? What is the last mile connectivity? I was at the Impact AI Summit just 2 weeks ago. We'll have a different stand-up session about that later. But at that wonderful conference, there was an app that I saw, not an app really, an AI application. By the way, AI is not one thing, I hope everybody realizes. It's not just this monster called AI. AI is a series of systems, and not everything is a large language model. There are some which are small language models. There are lots and lots of different things about it, okay? One of the AIs that has been developed in India is called Padai, pad.ai. Very cool. Pratham Education Foundation, last mile connectivity using AI to help children in villages learn how to read at self-paced. It's amazing, it's Indian, and we will master this, right? Another one, Adalat AI. If you look at Adalat, there are 50 million cases pending in our courts. And Adalat.ai decided that at least at the village sessions and civic level, they can actually start moving paper using AI. That way, no human being is disturbed, and AI can actually help solve that problem. This is Indian, and we are building for Bharat. In all of this, to all the children here, I'm sorry, with my hairstyle, I can call the students children. You also need to spend half an hour every day doing nothing. I know that is what your mother thinks you're doing when you're actually sitting on your phone. I don't mean that kind of nothing, okay? Actually do nothing, because you've got to allow just like when you eat, you're allowing your stomach to process all this information. Please allow yourself a digital detox for half an hour to process all the information that your brain is receiving also. If we go on responding first thing in the morning, before we even talk to your spouse, before you talk to your husband, wife, or significant other, brother, anybody, if you're going to talk to your phone, okay, which is what most of us are doing. In life, there are many things that will be attached to you. Let the device not be one of them, right? Have the white space. So if I really put this together, we're moving towards modularity in education, which means that you've got to start becoming open to doing courses outside of your core subject. Unless you start doing that and using AI to do many of those things, you're going to be left behind. Beyond AI, I still believe that the human artistic impulse to be creative and sculpting creativity is where the future of humankind is. Artistic, cognitive, collaborative, and entrepreneurial. This cannot be replaced by AI. Universities need to start becoming, therefore, knowledge hubs. You cannot just be a brick and mortar building saying, I will just follow AICTE, I'll just follow UGC norms, everything will be done. We have to start collaborating both with industry as well as AI, as well as entrepreneurial ecosystems with that huge graph that I showed. Experiential learning is where the future is, and remember to take rest. If I put the 5 together, you get maker. You are not a taker, you are a maker. If you're a good maker, you will even be a shaker. Okay? But remember, I know, mokka jokes from the motta, okay? And I leave at 55 seconds to spare. I leave you all on this wonderful note. all the discussions that we are having in this room, the whole day, busy schedule, so many coffees, so many teas, so many WhatsApp messages later, if you're not solving for this child, what are we doing? Is everything touching this child yet? And I leave you with that very powerful question. Can you all rub your hands together like this, please? Hands apart. This time I hope you remember me and what I said. 1, 2, and 3. Remember this, a group that claps together will stay together, and a group that stays together will change the world. Thank you.